Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind and this is your channel for grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live, and thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. Tonight we're going to talk all about the astrology of this full moon in Sagittarius that is coming up in just a couple of days. I am absolutely so excited for this energy to arrive, and I feel like in a way, it's already really has arrived. I just checked the astrology, and it looks like the moon has just recently moved into the sign of Sagittarius, which means that we're already kind of like full force moving into this frequency. So very exciting. What I do in these videos is I talk about the general energy of the moon, new or full moon. I talk about the aspects that are going on in between the planets. What are the significances of some of these aspects, and what kind of starseed markings we are aligned with the moon. We also talk about the Sabian symbol, the Chandra symbol, and the gene key of the moon as well. So before we dive into the astrology, I do want to welcome in all of the new subscribers. I also would love to invite you to download my free moon astrology guide, which you can get by clicking the link below, and it'll give you insight into what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign. It enters you into my email list, and you get sent a weekly moon magic report. And whenever there's something amazing coming up, like our full moon Sedona event, in-person event tomorrow, then I let you guys know as well through that email list. So there's still time if you want to sign up. If you're in the Sedona area, you want to join us tomorrow for the Sedona full moon event. We're going to go for a hike in the morning. And then we are also going to, in the afternoon, or actually more evening-ish, we are going to gather together again and do an outdoor ceremony as well. So I'm so excited about that. I just had Shannon and Dawn over, and they're here for the event. So super excited to be hanging out with them today. And I can just feel the energy shifting, and I love it because I tend to get really caught up in my work and like never come out, to play. So I feel myself like relaxing a little bit, and so excited for tomorrow. If you're signed up, can't wait to see you guys. Welcome in Carmelola. Welcome in Shelby. Welcome in Starseed 22. Thank you for being here. Yes, this is a powerful full moon. It is going to be a full moon in Sag. And the Sagittarius energy is very much about expansion. So this is a moment, a door, a portal that opens for us to expand. Hello, Miliana. Welcome in. Thank you for being here, you guys. And definitely make sure you say hi in the chat. So let's just hop right into it. I'm going to switch over to this screen. Hello, Tina. Welcome in. And here's the chart that you guys can see of the moon. And here is the information that I want to cover. So the first thing is to talk about what it means to have a full moon in general terms, because there's always, I like to say there's layers and layers and layers of information that we can add on. We start general and then we get like more detailed and we kind of get more expansive in a way. We bring in so much more with the information that it starts to uncover sort of like the hidden secrets of the magic of each of these new and full moons. So the general meaning of a full moon in Sagittarius is freedom. Freedom is the first and foremost important thing to understand about a full moon in Sag. It is also about exploration. It is about higher knowledge or tapping into higher knowledge and wisdom. It is about having experience and moving forward in our lives from experience in general. And then it is also about growth and expansion, expanding your mind. It's also about integrating things. This is a very kind of educational space for us as a collective. The moon is actually aligned with Ophiuchus, and Ophiuchus is known as the 13th sign in astrology. It is known as the hidden sign, and this is really the secret of this powerful full moon, because Ophiuchus represents the Kundalini energy, the shaman, the healer, the sage, the mystery schools of ancient Egypt, ancient Atlantis, the mystery schools coming to light, the occult, the hidden, the unseen. Everything that is a mystery is found here within this energy of Ophiuchus. And this is also our first full moon since the eclipses, which also makes it significant. And with Mercury on Alcyon, which means he just entered 0 degrees of Gemini, what we are going to be experiencing is a powerful Pleiadian portal as well. The dispositor of this moon, or the depositor of this moon, is Jupiter. So Jupiter is the planet that rules the energy of Sagittarius. So he's going to sort of guide us into or translate or channel through himself the energy of this full moon in Sag. And so what this means, because Jupiter is in Aries, which is a very fiery and passionate energy, it means that he is guiding us towards activating our passion, activating our ability to take action, and also to initiate things. So let's take a look a little bit closer at some of the transits or some of the aspects that are actually going on with this moon. So the way that you know that this is a full moon is you look at the sun and the moon, and they're exactly opposing on opposite ends of the wheel. The sun is at 23:25 of Gemini. The moon is at 23:25 of Sag, and they're exactly on opposite ends of the spectrum. Now, the energy of, for example, the moon in this chart is on Ophiuchus. In Western astrology, this is where Ophiuchus is found. And like I mentioned, this really adds this aura or this energy of mystery to this full moon energy. And so we're tapping into ancient knowledge. We're tapping into ancient wisdom with this full moon in Sagittarius. This full moon is making a sextile to Saturn. I'm just going to kind of show you what they all are, and then we'll talk about them separately. It is also making a square to Neptune. And we talked about Mercury being on Alcyon at 0 degrees. He just re-entered the sign of Gemini. And then Mars making a conjunction, almost like pretty much an exact conjunction with Chiron, and Venus, who just recently made a conjunction to Uranus, is also still close to this energy. So Saturn energy, the sextile to Saturn, basically tells us that this is a moon where we can actually tap into a higher wisdom from experience, because Saturn is the ruler of karma, the lord of karma, and the lord of time. So time and karma, which means that he's always kind of showing us that there's a wiser way, showing us that there's a more mature way. And if you can tap into this energy of Saturn, it will give you the ability to open up to the wisdom that already lives within you, and to use it in a way that is going to be productive, that's going to lead to success, that's going to take you to, a place where you really actually want to go. Hello, Chrisanne, welcome in. And that's Saturn energy. It's like, it just challenges you to step up and to show up for yourself and to show up for the world through this, magical mystery energy that we have being activated with the actual full moon herself. Now, the square to Neptune is actually, this is maybe a little bit more of the challenging energy, because it challenges our understanding. It challenges our clarity. Squares or oppositions tend to bring in friction and tension, or confusion in this case with, Neptune. So if you feel like not quite sure about what's happening in your life, hello, Flo, welcome in. If you don't feel quite sure about, if you don't have clarity right now, it's okay. You're not supposed to have clarity. It will dissipate as soon as you surrender to your intuition and really let your intuition begin to guide you. With Mercury at 0 degrees of Gemini, we have a Pleiadian portal. And the Pleiades are all about tapping into light frequency, light codes, higher vibrational energies that are really only holding space for the light. And it's not that it doesn't allow the shadow in, because you can't have light without the shadow. It just invites us to open up our minds and expand to a higher ability to perceive, to be aware of. Hello, Nelvin, welcome in. So if you, oh, hey, Megan, love you. So if you like allow yourself to tap into this wisdom and to raise your frequency, so that you just do your best not to have, not to engage with, because we can have negative thoughts. It's not like it's a bad thing to have a negative thought. It's just you can engage with, if you don't engage with the negativity, the toxicity in your life, the thoughts that just pass by, like if you don't engage with them, the ones that are not going to make you feel good when you talk about this stuff, and you allow yourself to only engage with that higher vibrational frequency, what you will notice in your life is that you will see that everything is like so amazing and magical right now, because that's what this is. This is magic. Mercury is the ruler of the mind, and he is known as the magician in the tarot. And this Gemini energy opens up our curiosity to want to seek and find more answers. And since he just, Mercury just went through kind of a crazy retrograde that was really heavy, and it was kind of tough, and it was like it was a lot. There was like so much with this Mercury retrograde. Now that he has re-entered Gemini, it's the reset. It's the, like, now we understand what happened, right? What the retrograde brought up for us. Now we understand it. Now we feel it. And now we can process it. So this full moon is maybe bringing up a lot of that, the energy that you did experience while, Mercury was retrograde, because he was retrograde during the last the last new moon, which was in Gemini. And now that he's direct for the full moon, it's like now we start to gain an understanding of what were some of what are the reasons why some of the things showed up the way they did, came into our lives the way they did, left our lives the way they did. All of that is important to remember. And then with this crazy conjunction between Mars and Chiron at 15 degrees of Aries, you've got some like serious healing, like deep soul healing, soul remembrance, soul healing. And it's about every action that you take should lead you towards more healing right now. Every action, in fact, whether you want it to or not, every action that you take is leading you towards your healing. That's how I would interpret this. This is how powerful this is. And so know with that in your mind that as you make decisions and as you move forward, it's taking you towards healing. So does that mean it's going to be amazing? Does that mean that it's always going to be amazing? No. Sometimes we have to follow the rough road. We have to take the path less traveled, right? Remember that poem by Robert Frost, Two Roads? You have to take the path less traveled, the road less traveled, because that is what's going to make the whole difference. It's like, no, maybe not everyone around you is choosing healing. Maybe not everyone around you is choosing to like move into a new consciousness, a higher awareness. Maybe not everyone around you, like sextile to Saturn, is wanting to take responsibility for their actions or their beliefs or their energy that they're literally throwing out to others. They don't want to take responsibility for their own energy. And that's fine. But you take the load, you take the road less traveled, and it will lead you to the wisdom that is found in Ophiuchus, the mysteries. You will uncover the mysteries. Hello, Raessa. You will open up the treasure box. You will open up Pandora's box or just the treasure box and find the treasure. But you have to dive into healing. That's really the only way. Healing, transmutation. Hello, Jason. Just moving from the whatever is showing up, the darkness, and just like processing, but like moving it through, like not letting it actually get stuck within you. This is what this moon is really about. It is actually so powerful. And then Uranus and Venus coming together, and they just conjuncted actually yesterday. Venus already passed Uranus, but this is an activation. This is like a literal Kundalini activation. Like the serpent, right? That and this is healing for our relationships, but this is something new, an exciting experience that shows up and like welcomes you in, and says, hey, there's something new and there's something exciting right here. Do you want to step into this? Do you want to see what this is going to be like? Do you want to like give it a try? Elder energy coming through. I love that. Thank you for saying that, Shelby. Yes, the wisdom comes from experience, and the experiences, with the elders. So listening to your ancestry, to your the wisdom that comes through you in that way as well. And remember that the North Node is in Taurus. And so this conjunction with, Venus and Uranus in Taurus, very close, because Venus is almost like, she is technically, and so is Uranus. So 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22. Yeah, basically they are both literally conjuncting the North Node. And so this is already happening right now. It'll become exact with Venus in like a couple of days. Maybe even like a lot sooner than we think, but this is already here. So just trust that it's here. So what do you want? What do you want? What do you desire? That's what Venus asks. I think you want something new. Uranus says, I think you want something new. So are you going to go for it? Are you going to, just step into this new world? Even though it feels completely different than what you're used to, are you going to step into this? This is the Pleiades coming through strong, and this is Ophiuchus. And Ophiuchus is known as the serpent bearer. So with these two energies coming through, this is about understanding the mysteries of the universe and tapping into the wisdom that is found within your creativity, within your love, within your light. Such a powerful portal. But let's take it a little bit deeper. So now that we've talked generally about a new moon in Sag, or full moon in Sag, and then the actual astrological transits that are going on and what they mean, let's actually dive into the symbols. So we're going to look at the Sabian symbol, which is page 282. So for 23 degrees of Sagittarius, a man in overalls returns to his sunny little cottage after a good day's fishing and finds a bluebird singing on the gatepost. Attunement to nature, cheerfulness, optimism, looking at the bright side of life. Mr. Bluebird's on my shoulder, laying aside one's cares and letting one's spirit take flight. Yes, remembering to do the simple things that make one happy. Being attuned enough to recognize good opportunities knocking on one's door. Lucky breaks, speaking of a Jupiter-ruled moon. Seeing the good in others, no matter how rough their exterior. Sociability, warmth, and hospitality. Finding one's soulmate. Marriages made in heaven. Wearing one's love like heaven. How beautiful is that? Being at home with oneself, putting one's estate in order, including one's mind, versus peevish complaining or careless neglect of mundane affairs, turning a deaf ear to criticism and pursuing one's own trip, getting on a relaxed wavelength and finding one's groove. It is for me too, Megan. She says this is just hitting home. I'm reading this and I hadn't actually looked at this since I wrote I write myself the astrology. I have a document where I, take all my notes, and I hadn't looked at it in a while. And now looking at it with like this fresh perspective is exactly doing the same thing for me. It's like, wow, completely getting home. It feels good. Like I feel good. To me, this moon definitely feels good. All right, but let's look at the Sabian symbol for 23 degrees of Sag. Okay, this one's interesting. A statue of Isis. Get the fuck out. Tomorrow, we are literally going to be hiking to the temple of Isis, the Sedona version. A statue of Isis covered by a transparent veil. This is insane. The one who lives inside is awash in colors, tones, and symbolic ritual displays of an extraordinary precise attunement to the heart and soul of ancient wisdom. You are suspended in a long ago time. So much of your being is still back there. What is going on right now? The evolution of the world since the ancient times is neither acknowledged nor accommodated in any way. It all depends upon whether this exquisite gift of soul remembrance is honored or exploited. If it is exploited, which is so very tempting, the life empties out of meaning and value and becomes false and repulsive. If it is honored, the expanded faculties on tap become revitalized and find a fresh relevance. As the divine feminine reveals what we need to know and draws us to our utmost capacity, it is with an unfallen grace of sensing directly into the deepest parts of people and all they can become in the ancient future just ahead. Boom. What just happened? A statue of Isis. I'm going to read it again. Yeah, exactly, Chrisanne. covered by a transparent veil. The one who lives inside is awash in colors, tones, and symbolic ritual displays of an extraordinary, precise attunement to the heart and soul of ancient wisdom. You are suspended in a long ago time. So much of your being is still back there. Oof, this is hitting hard. The evolution of the world since the ancient times is neither acknowledged nor accommodated in any way. It all depends upon whether this exquisite gift of soul remembrance is honored or exploited. If it is exploited, which is so very tempting, the life empties out of meaning and value and becomes false and repulsive. If it is honored, the expanded faculties on tap become revitalized and find a fresh relevance. As the divine feminine reveals what we need to know and draws us to our utmost capacity, it is with unfallen grace of sensing directly into the deepest parts of people and all they can become in the ancient future just ahead. Damn. Okay. Sorry. Damn. Wow. Holy of holies, right? Damn. Dude, I can't wait for tomorrow, you guys. Oh, we're going to the Temple of Isis. All right, here we go. Here we go. The 11th gene key, right? Talking of sacred numbers. The 11th gene key. The light of Eden moves from the shadow of obscurity to the gift of idealism to the city of light. This is a gene key that is a part of the ring of light. The 11th city, light, uprooting the tree of knowledge of good and evil. As you follow the archetypal stream of the 11th gift, your life follows a unique course of self-empowerment that encounters many twists and turns, swells and swoops, and challenges to be confronted and ultimately embraced. Oh, that's so Sag. There comes a time, however, when the archetypes you are encountering begin to fuse into fewer and fewer images until they become compounded into one single primary archetype. This image or being is the mark of your own nemesis. The primary archetype represents the distillation of all the aspects of your nature, and its appearance is so powerful that it literally brings an end to the process of evolution and growth. For some time, you must sit face to face with this inner demon, feeling the feelings that it engenders: awe, terror, chaos, love. Whatever shape the mind tries to give this creature is devoured by the extremely high frequency of the archetype itself. The primary archetype has been given many names by different cultures and creeds. It is the doppelganger of Freudian psychology, the Gnostic guardian of the threshold, or the Christian devil in the wilderness. It is a summation of the collective mythic projections of good and evil. Confronted by this great inner demon, the separate self begins to dissolve into the archetype itself. Every projection or urge to identify with anything is gradually purged from your psyche. Once the process has ended, true reality manifests within the human being for the first time. It is as though the world has become purified, Behind and through all forms, a light shines, a clear, pure light. Not a physical light, but an intelligence beyond all identification. One enters the mind and the body of the divine. This rare occurrence is the expression of the 11th city, and it is a hallmark of the one Siddhic state. In linear terms, this 11th city represents the result of what happens when all the archetypal memory stored in the collective unconscious has been filtered and expressed through an individual's life. It is as though you have pierced the veil that separates man from his mythic fall. You once again experience the world through the eyes of a child, as though it were the mythic Garden of Eden. Through the 11th city, you will see the true nature of mind as emptiness or spaciousness. And that mind, or no mind, is experienced through the brain as pure light. Light itself is seen as a metaphor within the world of form for the radiance of the divine presence. The light of the 11th city is nothing like the light that our eye perceives, although that is the closest words can come to conveying it to those outside of the Siddhic state. With the light comes an ineffable breath of peace that continually breaks like a wave from within every single viewed form. What was viewed as magical from within the gift level of frequency is now seen as the nature of reality. That the light is only to be found within the darkness is the greatest of mysteries. To the being within this city, nothing is obscured and no one can hide. Everything is now measured in terms of light and frequency, and it is quite clear who is authentic and who is simply pretending. For the being that attains the 11th city, light is everything. They appear enrobed in light because that is all they see. If they become teachers, which is more than likely, given their understanding of the mind, they continually reflect their own light, but at the same time guide others into their own darkness. A great irony of those who understand the pure light of the 11th city is that they actually appear to lead people directly away from the light in order to draw them closer to that light. Temple of Komombo, anyone? The one who brings this city into the world brings a vision of the true future of all humanity. In traveling back to the beginning of time, in their consciousness, such people see the underlying fulfillment of evolution all around them. Even though time may not evidence the state of Eden, such people live within it all the time, which is their great paradox. Throughout human history, certain generations are born in the world holding a key to specific evolutionary leaps in the planetary consciousness. Through the medium of certain cyclical astrological alignments, these generations have a high incidence of activation in the 11th gift. They are idealists, and when they come into the world, they change the world. The last time this occurred was at a time of the Industrial Revolution in Great Britain, which set the stage for the modern world we see around us today. However, at such times, there are always one or two who come into the world and awaken through the 11th city, bringing a new spiritual vision of our future. Today, coinciding with the writing of this book, another such generation is being born into the world, but one with a different agenda. The future idealist will carry more of the Siddhic frequency into the world, laying the foundation for another great revolution. but not a technological revolution. The future revolution will be a transformation in the human spirit itself. The 11th city itself has confused many people over the years. In the modern New Age, there is a huge rise in people who are actively seeking the light that this city promises. However, no one who attains this city does so except through traveling the darkest aspects of their psyche. The movement to embrace the inner light may be paved with good intentions, but so much of it simply emerges through the obscuration of the 11th shadow, which wants the light without having to embrace the dark. As a result, there is a great shadow dynamic at work in the world. This is especially true through the medium of the great religions which seek the light up there. The light has never been outside us, but resides deep within matter itself. It is a little known paradoxical law that the densest regions conceal the highest vibrations, and that true ascension moves downwards and inwards. The great challenge in today's world is to bring clarity to the cosmic issue of good and evil. The mass consciousness operating out of the left side of the brain favors the light above all else. The feminine principle of darkness coming through the right side of the brain has been set against the light. This is why an upsurge in darkness always precedes the breaking through of the true light, as opposed to our projected image of the light. The pure light of the 11th city has nothing to do with good and evil. It represents the transcendence of duality. You can see how deeply this 11th gene key is wound up with the notion of spirituality and religion. You can also see how profound the Christian myth of Eden is with its tree of knowledge of good and evil. As long as we see things in terms of good and evil, we have embraced the fall. In the future, as the great mutation is triggered by the 55th gene key comes to humanity, the 11th city will crack open our perception of the world, symbolically uprooting the tree of knowledge of good and evil. At that point, we will feed directly from the tree of life, which streams forth light. This light will become our very food as it feeds our subtle body and slowly causes us to melt into the very heart of creation itself. One final profound revelation coming from this 11th city gene key and its city concerns the consciousness shift connected to the year 2012. When you read the 55th gene key, you will come to understand how this date relates to the great change that our human species is currently moving through. Known as the time of melodic resonance, 2012 brings our planet into geometric alignment with the center of our galaxy. Dude. This event has been predicted and spoken of by many indigenous cultures for many thousands of years. In the great wheeling arc of the 64 gene keys, every gene key has an exact position in relationship to the cosmos and thus filters the cosmic stream as it enters our planetary system. It is the 11th gene key that relates geometrically to the galactic core itself. This is why it is from here, through the 11th city, that the core light emerges. As we move towards and beyond 2012, the pure light from the galactic core will geometrically reach our planet and begin to rapidly transform our ecosystem. This will also trigger our DNA to release its inner light and catalyze the acidic states in many people. This in turn will exponentially increase the frequency field of the whole of humanity and Gaia herself. Alrighty then, the light of Eden. Wow. There was a lot there in that gene key. It's a little longer than normal, but that was amazing. And that is what this moon is all about. Stepping into the light, but understanding that this light is so much more than what we think it is. It is actually found within, deep within, right? You have to go through the darkness to get to the kind of light that this gene key is actually talking about. So, where are you going to feel the energy of this moon activating for you in your life? In which area of your life? Here we go. Aries, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. You guys are having this moon happening in your 9th house of expansion and spiritual integration. Let yourself expand. Let yourself grow. Let yourself reach outwards and onwards beyond what you could have ever imagined for yourself. That is literally what I see for you, Aries. Reach beyond what you have imagined. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. This is happening in your 8th house. Allow yourself to move through this darkness. Allow yourself to move through this darkness and let it transmute your shadows into gifts, so that as you walk through this darkness, whatever is showing up in your life, you will be able to reach and find that inner light that this moon wants you to find. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. This is a 7th house transit. Whatever unfolds between you and others, this is about you and your relationship to others. Let it be something that uncovers infinite potential. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. This is the energy of the 6th house. Be present, be present, be present through this powerful opening, through the opening of this portal, through the opening of this door. Be present, be present. I just keep hearing be present, be present. And I feel like light just filling up the room with clarity that you need, but you need to be present to be able to see it and feel it. Leo, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. You guys are having a 5th house transit. Tap into your creativity. Feel into what wants to be birthed from you. Heal your inner child. Awaken that vibrancy, that light, that wisdom that wants to naturally flow out of you. Don't repress your light. Leo, don't repress your light. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. You guys are having a 4th house transit. Pay attention to what is wanting to expand in the realm of home and family for you. And if you allow yourself to be in the sacredness of whatever wants to show up and change and shift and grow and all of that, you will find the wisdom that is hidden in things that feel challenging or difficult because they aren't what you thought or what you wanted them to be. Libra, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. You guys are having a 3rd house transit. Open yourself up to channel. Just straight up, open yourself up to channel. Speak it. Let this energy come through your voice. Let this energy come through your writing. Let this energy come through your expression. Express yourself. Don't repress your voice. Open up your throat and sing it out and sing it loud. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. You guys are having a second house transit. Definitely 100% feel your feet on the ground. Feel the power of the earth beneath you. Know that no matter where you go and no matter what steps you take, that there was always that support that holds you, that uplifts you, that wants to help you move forward. This is the ancestors. I see the ancestors standing all around you. I see you standing there on the earth with your feet rooted and standing strong, but not alone. And so this is a time to allow yourself to expand. But first, before you do the opening up and before you do the expansion and before you do the growing, you want to keep your feet, you want to root your feet into the ground. So whatever that means to you, definitely do that for yourself during this moon. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. You guys are having of course, first house transit. So this is about you. This is a huge opening up of how you think you are, who you think you are, how other people see you. This is changing. You are changing. You are transforming. You're going through a metamorphosis, just like the butterfly, the caterpillar. You are metamorphosizing, if that's even a word, during this time. So you let yourself, let those parts of you that no longer need to be alive die. Let them go. Let them go and step into a new version of you. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. You guys are having a 12th house transit. This is a powerful spiritual activation of your crown chakra. Open up the mind. Open up the crown and literally just sit there and let the information come in, but be open to it, because I feel like the information wants to come in so much. You don't want to block it though. So, but be patient too, because it's going to come in slowly at first. And then all of a sudden it's going to be like, and be flowing. But you got to be patient and you got to let it do its thing. So this means be patient with your awareness, be patient with your clarity, be patient with where the universe wants to take you and how it wants to feed you, trickle. It's trickling right now. It's trickling, but what you need is to let it trickle and be patient and open. Stay open for the information to come through. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. You guys are having an 11th house transit. So this is all about paying attention to how you are giving to others. And not that actual giving. It's not about material giving. It's not about material things. This is about, what are you giving to others? So it goes deeper than what you're actually materially doing. This is, what do you give of yourself to the world? What are you giving of yourself to the world just by being you? And the more you can step into your own individuality, the more that inner radiance of yours is going to shine through. And this is about you shining your inner radiance, which is your gift, your natural gifts, with the world for others to see and learn from and be awakened by and inspired by. But you need to be in your own radiance first before you can truly give to the world. And last but not least, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. You guys are having a 10th house transit. You need to show up. You need to show up. And that's all you got to do. It's just show up and be there, or be here, right? Show up and be here and be present and with confidence. Because the light that this moon, that this gene key is talking to you about is the spotlight that you get to step into, meaning you're going to be seen, you're going to be, observed, you're going to be seen and observed. And so in what light are you going to be seen and observed? The spotlight is going to be on you regardless. So what is under that spotlight is up to you. If you allow yourself to channel the power of the light through you, wherever you go and wherever that spotlight is turned on you, you will be in your strength and you will be in your power and you will be in your leadership, because this is about you stepping into leadership. And that's huge, but it's so freaking beautiful. Whoa, that was amazing. Thank you guys so much for listening. And if you did get here a little bit later after I started, then definitely watch the replay. It was amazing. Hello, Veronica. Yes, Joan. It was freaking wild and mind blowing. Hello, Jeanette. Welcome in. Dude, Dane and is convos all day have been about this. Like, wow. Did a root chakra healing with my Lemurian cards today. Literally feel like this is 100% everything. That's like, dude, that's insane, Megan. All right. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for joining me for this. I am not sure whether I'll be able to go live on Tuesday night for the full moon ceremony. Look out for it. And just in case, but I may be having to go do some work at the rental place that we're going to be renting. And so if that's the case, I won't be doing the ceremony here on YouTube, but I am having an event tomorrow for the whole day for the full moon. So if you want to join us for that, if you're in the Sedona area, come hang out. We are going to meet at 9 a.m. and go hiking to a vortex to the Temple of Isis, actually. And then then we're going to go have lunch together. And then at the end of the day, we're going to have a ceremony outdoors back at the Temple of Isis. And it is going to be a remarkable, fucking epic experience. I can't wait. We're going to literally watch the moon rise. So thank you all so much for being here with me tonight. Thank you always for following this channel. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and definitely give this video a thumbs up so that YouTube can recommend my video to other people that want to that like this type of content as well. So hello, Lynette. You're welcome. You're welcome, Chrisanne. You're welcome, Megan, Nelvin, and Raessa. Thank you all again, and I will see you in a few days. Make sure that you take advantage of this powerful energy, and if you're in the Starseed membership, you will get your meditation video for the full moon on Tuesday morning, and you will also get your PDF folder or PDF file to be able to journal about this powerful experience. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Joan. Have a beautiful night, and I'll see you guys again next week. Sat Nam.